Hello, today I have a message called Your Shackles Are Falling Off, starting with the one who premeditates doesn't know how to do anything. And I've been having this experience from both sides. I've been having, or really noticing, the experience of I decide, I've got to figure it out, I've got to make a plan, I've got to think about it, I've got to find the answer. I, right? And how this is still working. I can see where it's still working and where I still insist upon it. And then there's this other end of it where specific instructions come in from where, and they're very specific, and I just follow them because it's very easy to follow them. And of course, this has been happening all along, but it seems to be stepping forward a lot more prominently. And this other end, where it's still I decide, I figure it out, I plan it, seems to be melting. It's here. It's really prominent when it's here. And it's really not here because it's an illusion, right? But it seems to be. The charge it has is very palpable. I notice that a lot more than I used to. So as I recognize the charge of it, I realize I don't have to fight against it. I go right ahead and keep on planning and being in charge and controlling things, certain things. But I do stop to notice, and I do reorient. That might not change the surface of how things look. There's a certain momentum, right? And it may seem to keep going. It's not like we force ourselves to enact a facade of not planning, right? It just comes in. It almost seems like two ends of the stick. And on one end of the stick, it's melting. This control is melting. This planning and figuring out is melting. And on the other end, what's advancing? What's taking up the space? Just very specific instruction and the ability to follow it easily and in peace. So of course this has been happening all along, but it's really stepping forward to be noticed right now. Okay, you truly are untouched by anything of time or space, but time and space can serve as a reminder. So as we're beings, and we've never been touched by a single thing of time or a single thing of space. But as long as we believe in time and space, every little facet that we observe or experience in time and space is a conduit for love. And that's it. It's a conduit for what replaces the perception of time and space. So time and space can be used by spirit to remind us of what is here, what's always been here, what's always going to be here, what you are, what everything is, what everyone is, behind any fear I'm projecting. So I project fear, and the fear takes forms, but then whatever I seem to see and experience can be used as a conduit for love. And all I have to do is give love, actual love, not love that goes somewhere. Give actual love my attention. And as I begin to give love my attention, I naturally want to do it more. Because it's very restful. It's very restful to remember and recognize love, not as something that is granted to you for a while and then maybe taken away for not good enough. No. Love loves you. Love is you. Love is everywhere. Love is the only real thing. In that sense, it's a beautiful resting place, and we get taught how to rest and remember. And then we see that as, oh, That's worth all the time I give it. It's very helpful, because then what seems to emerge in time is this loving presence that's going to show you, going to take you by the hand or carry you. It's going to carry you. It's going to do everything you do with you and through you, because it is you. You get to know you. And then you get to know who everyone you call else is too. It's all the same thing. Okay, it may seem that the mirrors are closing in upon you, but that is not true. It's just that your shackles are falling off. We've been clinging to our shackles. So if you feel irritated or distrustful, or if you find yourself analyzing a personality and figuring them out and knowing who they are, knowing what they're up to, that's a moment when I do that. That's a moment when I'm holding on to my shackles. So maybe it's more like, instead of your shackles falling off, it's that you're letting go of your shackles. Because it's like the shackles are already open, but we reach out and cling to them because we're used to them. So when we don't feel good, we've got a hold of our shackles. But the part about the mirrors closing in upon you, when something feels intensely not good, you allowed yourself to feel how disturbing that is. And you may have muted how disturbing that feels in the past because you had another agenda. But now, if you want feeling to indicate to you where it is you're holding on to shackles, it will do that. And then a not good feeling is a good thing, because then you know all I have to do is let go of the shackles. But what about these mirrors closing in on you? Well, when I see something out there I don't like, it's a mirror. And let's go slowly with mirror. Because if there's been a misinterpretation of mirror in the past, let's just go really slowly. Let's go to the pure mirror. The pure mirror is, I'm being, I'm light. You're being, you're light. Look at the beautiful reflection of me and you and me. Okay, now we're also accustomed to projecting fear and seeing and hearing and touching that fear taking forms. So here are other mirrors. And when I feel not good in some subtle way, you can pay attention to the subtle ones. You have the time to stop. Then it seems something's approaching me, and it's a mirror. And it seems to bring up fear in me because it's the very fear I projected. So if this mirror of the fear I projected is coming back at me, is advancing toward me, maybe I'd like to see through the fear I projected, remembering that the fear is nothing. But what's behind the fear? I use the fear to cover something up. What's behind the fear is the true mirror, the true light, the true beingness, and with just a little bit of willingness to see that, that's what I start to see and experience. That's the invitation. Stopping and reorienting is the invitation for beauty and ease and obviousness and no rush. And at the same time, the beautiful power of transformation. So things can happen suddenly, but there's also no rush from the ego, no pushing. It's just here and we allow it. Okay, any symbol can be used to free or imprison. So it doesn't matter what symbols I'm experiencing. If it seems I'm experiencing a symbol I dislike, or that's heavy or burdensome, I can remind myself, look, there's the form of fear I projected. I projected fear, and it took that form. And the form is meaningless. So I don't have to attempt to find any great truths in the form. I don't have to analyze the form. I don't have to pretend the form is meaningful. Here's the fear I projected, and it's taken a meaningless form. Now all the meaning is behind the fear I projected. All the beauty of that being, whether it's the beauty behind a person or the beauty behind a table, can shine through the form. So the symbol, that's a form. It can be used to free me. It can be used to imprison me. And it's up to me. And this is a message for me. I'm receiving and speaking. But it's shareable. So if it resonates, it resonates. And if it doesn't, you walk right by. Anything at all can be used to free or imprison. And as I look upon those I call other, whether they're things, situations, concepts, people, groups, anything, any symbol I look upon can be used to free or imprison everyone and everything in my sight. How do I want to look upon them? Do I want to see them as free? Do I want to see them as blessed? Do I want to see them as uplifted? Do I want to see them as cared for, loved, cherished, guided, provided for? Because what I want for all of them, I want for me. So it becomes so simple and not complicated. Thank goodness it's not complicated. It's a very basic technology. So, finally, recognizing that the ego doesn't know how to be helpful is not a problem. So when we see this end of the stick where it still seems in our experience there's an I, and the I is trying to control, plan, analyze, interpret, of course we can get in there where it feels obvious to get in there and have a moment of rest and reorientation. But we all have zones in our lives where the momentum of the false I is just rolling along and we haven't gotten in there. It's like there's a sector where we haven't gotten in there yet and rested. And that's okay. Where it's clear to us that reorientation is necessary, we do get in there and we do reorient. And that's like, I saw some videos about beavers and how by building dams they turn a barren area into a green lush area, and how beneficial they are in allowing the water to penetrate and allowing everything to thrive. So that one area of your life, or the 127 areas of your life, where it's really easy for you to see, and it's not like we even have separate areas, right? That you need to stop to reorient. That's like a beaver dam. You've stopped, you've slowed the flow of the water in a beneficial way. You've allowed the water to penetrate the living waters. You've allowed the green and the life to come back. And that just spreads, it spreads out. And then from there, it's going to become very apparent to you to stop in another area where that momentum still seems to be essential and you don't get in and interrupt it. It's going to be really obvious how that feels and how that doesn't feel good, and how this not good feeling momentum has never helped you or anybody. But if it's not obvious today, there are things that are obvious, and that's enough. Wherever we're stopping to reorient leads to the next opportunity to stop and reorient. And what am I reorienting toward today? I think it's the past is gone and only love is here, or something very much like that. So to stop in that oasis of love with the greenness and the life just spreading out everywhere, touching everything, and to be in the middle of that and allow that to just be, and to have the joy of that. Wherever you're stopping to reorient, and allow an oasis for everyone to appear. Because what the beavers do is, it's for everyone. The deer appreciate it, the plants appreciate it, it's for everyone. So it's a beautiful gift that you both receive because you're in the oasis, and you give because everyone comes to the oasis to enjoy what is there. Everyone is with you all the time. We're one, right? But in time and space, we get arranged in the most beneficial ways for us all. Even if it appears you're alone right now, then that's the most beneficial way for you right now, even though you can't be alone. But stopping to reorient allows us to put spirit in charge of when and how we're going to be with other bodies, and what's going to happen when we're around them or making contact with them. We'll put what powers this oasis in charge of all the interaction, and then no separate self needs to be in charge of or controlling anything. All the burden of that can be gone. Okay, I think that's it for me. Thank you.